dream that President John F. Kennedy voiced in 1961 of putting humans on the moon by the end of that decade had at last come true. The entire mission to the moon and back to Earth lasted 195 hours, 18 minutes, and 35 seconds, and covered almost 1 million nautical miles. When Neil Armstrong actually became the first human to ever step on the moon, he said these now very famous words: "That's one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind." These words are now permanently etched in history books worldwide. Neil Armstrong also once said, "I believe that every human has a finite number of heartbeats, and I don't intend to waste any of mine." In other words, we all have a purpose in life, guys, and we can either waste our lives doing nothing, or we can spend our lives doing something positive for the planet and for other human beings, and then have a life that we can look back on as being very meaningful to the human race. And that's the way Neil Armstrong looked at it. All right. Fellow astronaut Eugene Cernan, who was the last man to walk on the moon, recently said in a recent tribute to Neil Armstrong after Neil's death, he said, "No one but no one could have accepted the responsibility of his remarkable accomplishment with more dignity and more grace than Neil Armstrong. He embodied all that is good and all that is great about America." Mr. Cernan also went on to say, "You have now shown us once again the pathway to the stars. As you soar through the heavens beyond, even where eagles dare to go, you can now finally put out your hand and touch the face of God." Mr. Armstrong's family, in their statement announcing that he had recently died, asked people to dispense with a lot of words and simply suggested, "For those who may ask what they can do to honor Neil, we have a simple request." Do you want me to interpret that? No, I'll do that later. Okay. Anyways, the family said, "Honor his example of service, accomplishment, and modesty. And the next time you walk outside on a clear night and see the moon smiling down at you, think of Neil Armstrong and give him a wink." And that's what the family wanted you guys to do the next time you looked up at the moon. So today we release this rehabilitated adult bald eagle, which we have affectionately named Armstrong, in honor of this truly great American, who after landing on the moon, humbly avoided the spotlight for the remainder of his life. Okay, I'm going to put Challenger away right now, or in a few minutes, and then Julia's going to sing a song. Then we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Julia's going to sing a song, and then we're going to do the national anthem together, and we're going to let the eagle fly, okay? So I'm going to put Challenger up right now. Very wild bird. We've named him Armstrong. He's not tame like Challenger is. He's not trained. He came from the wild, and after we rehabilitated him, you know, that's why we're going to be putting him back out. That's where he belongs. And in fact, I had a hard time catching him out of the carrier because he was really acting wild. And so we're going to try this right now. Again, in honor of Neil Armstrong, Julie's going to sing Amazing Grace. Go ahead, Julie.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see.
You all join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Go ahead, Mike.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Declare that thou bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
What was your favorite part?
To see the eagle fly, because it's great that he has freedom again, and he's our national symbol, or our symbol. And it was really cool to see him spread his wings and have freedom again. I think it's really cool that he walked on the moon, and it's a great name for that eagle to be named Armstrong, because he was strong and he survived.
Well, I just think it was a great day to honor a great hero.
Name for
Okay,
me?
Mike Edmonds, Mikeedmonds.
And you are the principal,
Yes, sir.
Boone Creek Middle.
Principal, Boones Creek Middle School.
And this is all the 5th grade?
These are 5th graders, yes.
Okay. And how is it important to bring the kids out here today for this lesson?
This is one of those opportunities that these students will probably never ever get again in their lifetime, just to see a wild eagle being released into the wild. This is a rehabilitated, mature eagle, and to be able to see them right here in our community in Boone Lake is just really an awesome experience for them. Okay, the students today had a chance to learn, first of all, about eagles and the American Eagle Foundation and their work with restoring the American eagle here in the United States, and learning about Challenger, which gets to fly all over the country, in and out of stadiums, was a good opportunity to see that eagle up front. And then to be able to learn about their experiences of releasing eagles back into the wild and taking an injured eagle and rehabilitating that, and then being able to bring it here to release it here on Boone Lake is just great in restoring that to our great state.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I just really thank the American Eagle Foundation for inviting us to come out and participate in this. It's just one of those great opportunities, and it's just wonderful to be able to experience that and for these students to have that opportunity.
Can you spell your name for me?
Al Cicere, and that's A-L, my first name, Cicere, C-E-C-E-R-E. I'm founder, president of the American Eagle Foundation, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
And give me a little background information on Armstrong.
Okay. The bald eagle that we released here today was rehabilitated from an injury that occurred from a catfish line. Sometimes fishermen will put lines out in the water with several hooks, and they'll bait them, and then they'll check them the next day. But what will happen is that a fish will get caught on a hook, and then it'll be kind of flopping in the water on the surface, and a bald eagle would say, that's an easy catch for me, because it looks like it's kind of wounded. And so they go down and try to get the fish, and they end up getting tangled in the fish line, and several hooks can then hook onto the bird. In this case, the eagle was hooked in the wing, and he had to be rescued, obviously, by someone who found him. And then he was taken to the University of Tennessee Vet School and then to the American Eagle Foundation for treatment and recovery. And we've had him for about a year now. He's been in a flight cage, a 150-foot long flight cage, for a number of months, and he's been flying back and forth, exercising after the initial recovery period, to treat the wing. So today we wanted to do a special release where we could invite elementary school children out here to not only get a history lesson, but a lesson in biology. And so they learned a little bit about eagles today. They also learned about Neil Armstrong, a very famous, obviously, pioneer of space. And we thought it was a perfect way to communicate to them the message.